I am here with the golden boy himself, Mr. Neo. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing great, especially doing better now with this interview. What's going on?
Good to see you.
Standing next to the, great Bear Rudy over here.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy to see you guys here back in Vancouver. It's been a little while. I think last time you came was April Duels or Canada Cup, but you were here.
Canada Cup. Yeah, it's been a little busy, law school's taking a toll on me, so it's been a year since I've been here. So I'm really glad to see, that Canada's playing Street Fighter V, seeing the community. It's pretty cool.
Oh man, people love you out here. I was just walking in here, someone gave you some wrestling cards right off the bat.
Wrestling cards, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Let's see this. Yeah, we got to just see this real quick, guys.
So somebody hooked me up with these Vegeta cards. Vegeta's my favorite character, as you guys know. So I don't know. He said, yo, I brought this for you. Please take them. And yeah, so see, Canada's so sick, dude. You guys are so awesome, so nice.
Nothing but love here. But now I want to talk to you a little bit about the forecast of the FGC, with Capcom and everything going on. I know you've been playing a bit of Street Fighter V.
A little bit.
And who have you been playing in Street Fighter V?
I really like Nash because he's, runaway, safe, those types of lame characters people don't want to see. I love those characters. But, no, like from a serious standpoint, you see Infiltration do like amazing work with that character. Just measures exactly like the space that needs to be. He knows where to be, at all times. Knows the situation, so he's showing us what he can do with this character. For me personally, that's the type of gameplay I like to see.
Nice. Do you see yourself continuing on and being serious with Street Fighter V as it goes on?
After I graduate, yes. If I start now, by the way, shout outs to the people watching and the kids watching. Playing games is great, but stay in school before you start, doing this as a career. And for me, if I start playing this game, I'm gonna get distracted. So, we're almost there.
Words from the golden boy himself, man. Stay in school, kids. Good to know. Now, I want to talk to you about, Capcom talking about, updates for this game and such like that. It seems like you're really enjoying Nash, but give me 3 characters you'd like to see as DLC for this game right now.
Ooh, DLC. Other than the ones we know?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. There's a lot. Okay, I want Akuma. Okay. I want Akuma. I want the King. I want Sagat. How come Sagat's not in here in this game? He's the King. We need the King back. So the King, Akuma, and I don't know. The last one's tough. I have like so many characters. Just for Mike Ross. I think we need Honda. We need a Honda back.
For Michael Ross. You watching this, Mike? It's for you, man. That is Michael's soulmate, man. That's his soul character.
Exactly.
Now, people mainly know you for that Marvel, man. You're wearing the perfect shirt right now, the When's Marvel shirt. And we got to talk about a bit of Marvel because, there was some recent news about Disney and, there's been some petitions going around about Marvel's Capcom 4 now potentially happening. What do you think about this so far?
I think it's like an amazing piece of news. Well, for the people that don't know, Disney just recently switched their model to the license model. Yeah. So that means that companies can make potentially, games off of like pretty much any content that they have available. So that brings us to perhaps Marvel vs. Capcom 4 or maybe Disney vs. Capcom, some variation. But essentially what it means is like for us that we love that Marvel baby, it gives us hope that the next installment is on its way. And I actually think there's a pretty reasonable chance because the Marvel, studios, it's making so much money, they're making so much profit, so I think there's a very reasonable chance, actually, that we're going to get a game maybe next year, maybe in 2 years. Who knows? So I'm really excited, because if they have Marvel 4 or anything with Marvel in it, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a new variety of characters. I mean, you'll still have your Magnetos, you'll still have your Wolverines, but I just want to see, I want to see Cable, I want to see Blackheart, I want to see Thanos. Oh my God, Thanos. Yeah.
That would be sick. That would be sick. Now, I got to ask you with, this is kind of like your cry right now to Capcom, right? Like, hopefully they're watching this. Let's pretend that they're watching this. What would you want to see different about Marvel's Capcom 4? Like, what differences would you want to see? Maybe, I know you started with Marvel 2, and you actually started Marvel 2 very late, and you started, like, bodying some of the best in the business. What would you want to see, kind of change for this Marvel, or maybe, like, in terms of mechanics and gameplay, what would you want to see?
I really like Marvel 3 because it's a fun game, but I think a lot of the things that some of the players would have wanted to change would have been like just bring a little bit more balance. I mean, Marvel has to be broken. Marvel always needs to be broken to some extent. But like for example, there could have been a couple of things different about Zero. There could have been a couple of things different about Morgan. Morgan gets started under the right hands. You're not going to get to play, you know? So maybe a little bit of more balance across the board towards the end of Marvel. Not that it's dead, it's still alive, but you probably had like, I don't know, maybe 6 to maybe 8 viable teams, and everything else was kind of like mid-tier. You really had to work hard to even come close to beating somebody with those types of teams. You know, your Zero May Cries, you know, your Moradooms. So maybe a little bit more balance. It's hard, but I think it could be done, you know.
What do you think about the X Factor mechanic? I was talking to Justin earlier, and he thinks that it's kind of good to make some characters viable and have a little bit of a comeback mechanic compared to Marvel 2. What's your thoughts on something as small as X Factor?
No, I think it's a great tool because it's allowing new players, it's allowing the general public to get into the game. If you have a game that, you know, just caters to the professionals or caters to people that are really just, you know, able to download this game in their mind to like a higher degree, then people that are, you know, casually playing the game, newcomers to the game, will be discouraged right off the bat, you know? X Factor gives them that opportunity to be able to at least hang or compete, and as they get better, you know? I think it's also like a fun entertainment. It brings the entertainment value to the viewer because X Factor, you never know what's gonna happen, you know, especially with Virgil. Yeah, not Phoenix though, you know, Phoenix needs more power.
Well, you guys heard it here from Golden Boy Neo. Disney, Capcom, you guys are listening. You guys got to bring the game for this guy right here. Well, thank you so much for this interview, my friend. It's so great to see. It's so great seeing you here in Canada Cup, and I hope you guys keep coming back to Vancouver because it's such a pleasure having you here. If you guys want to keep locked in for more of the best FGC content, stay here in the AirBehr Dojo.